Hi, Connor.
Hi, Trenton.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Welcome
Yeah.
back.
Thank you. Appreciate it. England was kind and unkind to me.
Yes, that's what it sounds like.
Yes,
Um,
both.
and welcome, audience, to Switching Reels.
Hi, audience. Glad
Yeah.
you could join us again.
Yep.
There really isn't much more time for you guys than for us, but it's
No,
been like
not
3
really.
weeks or 4 weeks for us.
Yeah,
so
it's been a while.
it's been a hot sec.
So, today we watched Terminator.
I hardly know her.
Okay. Yeah.
So does Reese. Anyway.
Absolutely. So this is one of the ones you have seen.
Yes, I have seen this one. I've seen this one, and the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one.
Yeah, you've seen more Terminator than I have.
I think there's a fifth one that I haven't seen.
That's possible. I stopped watching after 2.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I watched the beginning of 3, turned it off, and went.
3 wasn't awful. I like the world building in 3.
I didn't get that far.
There you go. I'm here for world building though.
And so am I, most of the time.
For sure.
It depends on whether or not I also care about the story that the world building is occurring in. I'll go through a lot of world building if I care about the story.
Yes.
Which is a nice transition into how I feel about the Terminator franchise on the whole.
Absolutely.
I do not hate it.
Good.
I don't even think I dislike it.
Nice.
I just don't like it all that much, and I don't understand the love for it. Like, don't get me wrong, we're going to watch T2 next week, and that one I get. That's the only one in the entire franchise that I get.
Your mother is dead. Good.
Yeah. But, like, this one... Oh my gosh.
It's 218 on the IMDb list, so it's barely on here. Like,
that's still 30 movies are below that, and some
of them are better.
I would make that argument. Yeah.
I would completely agree with you there as well. So let's go into what we'd rate it. See how it goes.
Okay. Yeah. Enjoyment for me. This is a 6.
Perfect.
I would rather watch it than not watch it.
Nice.
But that's about all I can say.
If it's on, you won't mind watching it.
Right, yeah.
Unless you've gone through all the other after you've gone through all the other channels.
Yeah. I mean, not that anybody's switching through channels anymore.
On an airplane you do, and in hotel rooms you do.
That's true. In
2 places.
In hotel rooms, I essentially watch Futurama, The Office, or South Park.
Beautiful.
And I don't know why, but those are always on when I am traveling. Those tend to be what I watch.
Yeah, that makes complete sense. I don't think I've seen any of those all the way through.
I would recommend. I would recommend Futurama all the way through.
Nice. I've heard Futurama all the way through is pretty good.
Yeah. South Park, I thoroughly enjoy. There are complete seasons that I would recommend skipping.
Not watching.
And The Office, I like The Office more than I like Terminator.
Ah, good. It's not really saying too much.
I don't love The Office.
I get the vibe of... So 6 enjoyment.
Yeah, 6 enjoyment. On a technical, I'd go up to 7.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because, well, there are a lot of things that were just very impressive for the time.
Some things haven't aged nearly as well.
Some things, I'm not even sure were up to standard when it came out. I've seen better stop motion from prior to the 80s.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, there's a lot in this that just doesn't quite work.
Stick around to hear all of those issues.
But yeah. I have... are you familiar with the term refrigerator logic?
No. The only thing I know about refrigerators is that they refrigerate, they have Freon, and there's a pretty good elephant slicing up joke about them.
Cool. No, not elephant, anything. Refrigerator logic is the idea that while you're watching something, it makes sense, but the moment you go home and go to the refrigerator to get something to eat, you go,
Wait
a second. So like Skyfall, for example, if you've seen that. Have you seen that?
Skyfall. Was that a James Bond movie?
Yeah, it was James Bond.
No.
Oh, okay.
I want to.
Okay. I like the movie, but that movie is entirely ruined by refrigerator logic. Like, while you're watching it, everything makes perfect sense. And then you think about it for 10 minutes and you're like, that movie made absolutely no sense whatsoever. This one is weird because I feel like a lot of my problems are refrigerator logic, but I get them while I'm watching the movie.
I think that's actually how normal people feel watching movies.
I don't think that's the case. The easy one, and the one that we couldn't even get to the podcast with because of how quickly I reacted.
Possible spoiler.
Yes, very slight spoiler. But
someone dies.
Yeah, when the Terminator goes to get all of his guns, and he's talking to the gun store owner, he picks up ammo off the counter that goes to the weapon that he is currently holding. No halfway intelligent gun store owner would ever put ammo on the counter that matches the weapon that he has just handed the man.
See, I feel like, how many gun stores have you been to?
I've been to, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4. Yeah. Not a lot.
There's always ammunition nearby.
Yeah, but my guess is, even if there was ammunition nearby, the gun store owner would have a fully loaded weapon.
That's what I would hope.
Much closer.
Gosh dang. And wouldn't react by, sorry sir, you can't do that.
Yeah. You're not allowed to do that.
Like, nice.
There Beautiful. Aren't a lot of times in these kind of movies where I'm like, that person deserved to get what they got based on their level of intelligence.
Oof.
That gun store owner got what he deserved based on his level of intelligence.
Very smart Teravangian of you. Love it. Yeah, no, completely. That makes total sense. I want to hear more of the refrigerator logic in a second. I'd probably put my enjoyment, 6 or 7. Like, it's not one that I wouldn't watch.
Mm-hmm.
But everything feels lacking.
Yeah.
You know, like, all of the cool things that could be impactful just aren't as impactful as I'd want them to be. And that goes with technical as well. There are some things that I'd be like, oh, that could be so cool. And then it wasn't.
Yeah. I think my biggest complaint about this is that it follows a slasher formula, which I love slashers.
Absolutely.
But the key to a slasher film is tension.
Yes.
And I feel no tension.
No.
Basically until the very last part of the movie.
Scene. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I think that particular scene
does a pretty good job with
tension. Everything else.
Otherwise, it's like lacking.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the Terminator is always behind.
Except for when he isn't. He's ahead. For the first and almost half of the movie. Until... okay. Spoiler wall, everyone. Hello. Welcome.
Yeah, let's just
jump on over.
Yeah, we'll do the summary here, and then we'll jump over.
What?
Oh, wait, no.
What do you mean?
Never mind. We don't.
Yeah, no, we do. On the other side.
We threw out the
We did. We threw out the
template,
script,
and now we don't know what
it's
to
nowhere.
do.
Sorry, guys. No, I'm not. This is fine.
Yeah.
Spoiler territory is
like,
next
subscribe,
stop. And if
comment.
you like Terminator, let us know. If you don't like Terminator, let us know. The last video that went up was Green Mile. So if you have any words to say to us, let us know. Good.
Yeah. All right.
Let's keep going.
Now that all of the people that haven't seen Terminator are gone, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
Scrubs. Let's talk about how we actually feel about this.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. I can't remember what I was going to say, so.
This has absolutely nothing to do with what you were going to say.
Beautiful.
Because I don't remember what you were going to say either.
Me either.
But I do think nostalgia plays a big factor into how many people love this movie.
Absolutely. Came out at like the perfect nostalgia point
Yeah.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
What a grim view of the future. It is now 2023. Reese should have been serving in this machine war for 2 years already.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
thought he
2021 to
started
2027.
2024. Oh, you're right. Something significant happened in 2024.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's next year.
Yeah, it is. So next year, look out for something significant happening in the Terminator universe.
Yeah, there you go. It's not the nuclear war, because that should have started in the early 20s, I think. 20 teens.
Completely unrelated to this, I had a teacher that apparently at one point was shooting on like a VCR camera.
Okay.
And he and his friends were making Terminator 2 on like this abandoned lot
Beautiful.
before Terminator 2 came out.
Yes, absolutely.
And they ended up getting arrested. And for evidence, because they weren't supposed to be on this abandoned lot.
Exactly.
But
It's
for
trespassing.
evidence, they watched like the 5 minutes of footage they had shot. And then they watched the entirety of Terminator 2 or Terminator 1.
There you go. Love that.
And again, I have no way to actually verify how much of this was true, but like I feel
love
like it
that
kind of
story.
illustrates how deep the love for this movie seems to have been when it first came out.
Exactly.
I don't know if this like pioneered certain genre styles or something.
Me either.
I
did like the combination of like present day and then futuristic. I liked the going back and forth. I thought that was a really cool.
I've always had the issue that they don't spend enough time in the future
Absolutely.
on this one.
No, I totally agree with that. Like, you only get little snippets here.
Yeah. And the future scenes are by far the best part of the film.
They're really, really good.
So
they go really well.
Yeah.
And everything fits with the CG being a little janky, you know?
Yeah.
Like the entire thing is a little janky. It goes really really well. They could have spent more time there.
Yeah.
I completely agree. What's more of the refrigerator logic? Sprinkle that in here.
I don't know. The weird part about this is now I'm forgetting all of the refrigerator logic. I mean, one of them was the fact that they're building the nitroglycerin bombs, and then, like, it's or not nitroglycerin, but plastique.
Yes.
But it's established like, hey, you don't want to like screw this up, and then he just starts throwing them into the bag. So like it's stuff like that. It's the I'm really spacing it.
No, totally.
But,
I feel like in all of the chase scenes, they're always aiming for the cars, which I feel is very silly.
Yeah. There's a lot of ammo fired in this.
There's so much.
Very few hits.
And also very little reloading. That's done. They only reload when it's like relevant to keeping them in character alive. Like the Terminator reloads his gun before he shoots Sarah in the bar. Oh, it's the bar that we're going to talk about.
Oh yeah.
But that's one of the only times you really see them reloading.
Yeah.
So that Reese can shoot him.
Yep.
So the Terminator's ahead for the good like first half of the movie. He gets a car first. He goes and kills 2 people before before Reese is really even able to catch up to Sarah.
Yeah, that's true.
It was just for the fact that it had a very simplistic way of going about trying to find Sarah Connor.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess part of it is it's believable for that section. It's ahead, but I mean the entirety, physically speaking, it's behind through the whole thing. Like it's always Sarah running away, Reese running away.
That is true.
And they're always ahead of the Terminator physically.
Yeah. That's
like at no point do you feel like, oh, the Terminator is definitely just caught up to them.
Yes.
And like
Never
it's
around
over.
a corner.
Yeah.
You know? Like he is always behind.
Yeah.
And that's always something that's been a little bit weird to me. Like you get this entire cybernetic uprising, and the grunts are dumb. Like, did you want to model yourself after humans? Like, what was the purpose in making these things so silly? Also,
this
at
is
the time,
1984. Yeah.
exactly. Like, they don't know. He was like controlled by microprocessors. Like, okay, that's standard now.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the amount of processor that I have in this watch outstrips everything in your studio. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And so I think that could make sense. Like, hey, computers just aren't smart enough yet.
Right. Yeah.
And they can't be in 40 years.
Yeah. It's weird the things that
We say to ChatGPT.
I don't say anything to ChatGPT because it doesn't need my information. For those of you who don't know me in real life, I have some Luddite tendencies.
One or two.
Hey, I built a PC.
You did build a PC.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Completely of my own accord.
Absolutely.
Yep.
For gaming, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is what you need
And
PCs
writing.
for. And writing.
Yeah.
So, not a complete Luddite.
Not a
Right.
complete one.
If it has anything artificial intelligence in it,
I don't
he's
like
not
it.
here for it. He's not here.
I don't think it's the end of the world, but I also dislike it.
Just looks at me funny. Anytime I look over, it just keeps staring at me.
But yeah, I think it's weird the areas that we thought technology would continue to advance and the things that we thought were stagnant
Yes.
at one point.
Completely.
It's very strange.
It's so weird.
Because this is not the only thing you can see that in either.
No,
like
not at all.
there are, again, I'm failing to remember all of the things that have artificial intelligence, with the exception of 2001: A Space Odyssey, which has essentially a supercomputer, and that's it.
In war games.
And war games.
War game, singular. I think.
What's war game?
The one with Hal
War games.
is war games multiple.
Yeah. No, it's one movie.
Oh, got you.
The movie is called War Games.
Ah, I see. Got you.
Also, Hal is from 2001.
Oh, but the other one. What's the other robot?
I don't remember.
It's where, like, I think that's where everyone's like introduced to mutually assured destruction for the first time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's War Games.
yeah, okay, good. Defeats it with tic-tac-toe. Defeats it with tic-tac-toe.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't really know what else I had to say about this other than Terminator is a weird movie for a modern audience.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's
yeah.
a very good point.
Like I'm not against it. I just don't think that there's anything super special about it.
That's okay. We have 30 police in this building.
Trenton, stop trying to invent new tropes.
Good old-fashioned 30 police.
This movie does have some pretty good comedic dialogue. I think that's the one thing.
It does have some really witty banter.
Right,
actually. Mostly in the police station.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, that doesn't really continue on to any of the other Terminator movies.
I don't think it does.
But so slight spoilers for Terminator 2
Good.
on this.
I still don't know her either.
Huh?
I still don't know her either. But
no one believes Sarah Connor about any of the stuff that went down.
Even though,
despite the
monumental evidence that she's the survivor of the Sarah Connor massacre.
Like, it's not like a ton of evidence, but there's enough to go off of.
Exactly.
There's a full robot corpse.
There's a full robot corpse that's been compressed and exploded. Like, they didn't clean any of that up.
Yeah.
Like
we see full robot body parts. We see a crushed robot that still has its eye intact enough that the light could go out in it.
Yes.
Like, someone has to look at this stuff and go, okay, yeah, this is beyond the technology we have right now. Yeah.
What's Russia doing? But that's how it would have been.
Even
it would
if
have been the government would have come in, found the item, like, oh shoot, why are we so behind? Quarantined everything, done their best to make sure that, as best they could, they suppressed media, and then it's a government secret.
Okay, but they're going to do something with Sarah Connor except throw her in an asylum.
They should have. But would they? Anyway.
They absolutely would have.
I have opinions about the United States government, so.
But yeah, I mean, I still think that they would have done something with her intelligence beyond just throwing her in an asylum and saying, oh, she's crazy.
She's spooky.
Because she would have at least to an extent worked with them.
Yes. Absolutely.
She would have the entire time said, it's not Russia, they're robots from the future. You need to be looking domestic as well.
Exactly.
But she's definitely going to give them all of the information she has on a Terminator robot.
Yep. Absolutely will.
So why is she in an asylum?
It's comfy. She didn't like her kid anyway.
Yeah, that's because nobody likes her kid.
That's
another spoiler for Terminator 2.
What is John Connor? Back to Terminator 1.
Yes.
So
Reese is kind of a dick, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he steals the pants off a homeless man.
First of all. And then he's like physically abuses Sarah Connor.
Physically abuses a little bit and verbally abuses a lot. And within 2 days, she's sleeping with him.
Yeah.
Number one, what's wrong with him? And number two, what's wrong with her?
John Connor. They're all Talvarian, man. I don't know. They all bend space-time around them.
We're going to get, like, at some point, we're going to get such a weird fan base. that likes movies, but really likes fantasy books.
It's the only references I know. I haven't seen enough movies, but I've read all of them.
You're getting there.
Yeah,
that's true. You've got, what, 20-some movies under your belt now?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe 30-some?
I've seen a lot before that.
Yeah.
But not on the top 250.
Yeah, that's because you intentionally watched ones that you knew weren't going to be good. Like Moonfall.
Moonfall. It's gross.
Or Deep Impact.
Deep Impact's great.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Deep Impact is wonderful.
It's better than Armageddon, but that's about it.
But you get so many cool things, like blowing up asteroids, and love, and tsunamis.
Are you describing Armageddon?
No, Deep Impact. It's so good. What about The Core? The Core is great.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Also a great movie. I have started that movie and slept through it more than I finished it, but it's a fantastic movie.
I mean, that's not a great indicator either way. We'll get to 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Good.
That is one that I've slept through more than I've seen all the way through. I also think it's a masterpiece. It's just a boring masterpiece.
It's just a boring masterpiece. I love that.
I'll be honest, that's part of the reason that we have the 2 ratings, is because I'm like, I knew that
at some point you had to review 2001.
And I'm like, I need something to say, this is a perfect movie that did everything right. And not only did everything right, but pushed boundaries in tons of areas and still holds up in a lot of ways today. But also, it's boring as shit.
That's fantastic. I can't wait for this. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
So cool. Is there anything good about this movie? Outstandingly good?
The scene at the end.
Yeah.
With the Terminator robot crawling through
the press
after her.
That's really good.
I think that's incredible. I think the arm reaching through the bars is fantastic as well.
I love the tenacity of this robot.
Yes.
Like, just
But I think that's part of it. You don't really get that feeling until
that very end.
The
where
very
it's
end.
at its limit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't care.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it has a mission to do.
Yeah.
It's lost all of its skin.
Yeah.
It's lost half of its body, and it's still going to kill you.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's so intense.
The flesh exterior.
Yeah.
Once that's gone, it's like, okay, this is cool. I can respect some of the design choices a little bit more there. But you still don't get like the tension because you're like, he's been taking bullets the entire time. Clearly the skin has nothing to do with this.
it. Exactly. You're gonna whack him with a pipe?
Yeah. He picked it up and my first thought was, oh, he got his bonking pipe.
Exactly. Like, what is this? What's the purpose?
Thinking about when you're a little kid and somehow you get a hold of a paper towel roll or something like that. And
it's a bonk. It's the bonking one. Absolutely. You can cause no damage with this, but boy, can you bonk.
And that's exactly what the pipe is.
That's true. Absolutely agree.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of this where I'm just like, I don't understand why they're...
I don't even know if I like Reese dying.
Yeah. I don't like Reese all that much. But also, part of that is because I just don't care about him all that much.
Yeah, you're not really encouraged to.
Yeah.
He's this lone wolf character in the future who has no attachments except for fantasizing over Sarah Connor.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy when you think about it. See, that would be a refrigerator logic type of thing. That's not one that came up.
Across time for you, Sarah. Shouldn't have said that. Blows them up. Game over.
Oh my gosh. As much as I realize that endings like that are super unsatisfying, I really wish there were more of them.
I can guarantee that there is some YouTube video somewhere where it's just that scene, and then, like, I shouldn't have said that. Picks up canister, throws it in bag. Picks up second one, throws it in bag. Explosion. Directed by James Cameron.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, the romance in this feels very forced.
Oh yeah, wait, what are our summaries? We're putting these at the end now, apparently.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger goes back in time to murder Sarah Connor, to stop John Connor from being born instead of, I don't know, killing Sarah Connor before this. Good
point.
And then Kyle Reese comes back to save her because he has a weird space-time crush on her and verbally abuses her into surviving.
All the best relationships start that way.
And then Arnold Schwarzenegger dies in a machine press.
I'd say that Arnold Schwarzenegger dies in a truck fire.
Yeah, it's, everybody knows that even the real one is made out of metal. He's just a metal skeleton with a whole bunch of muscles plastered on. They clearly didn't know where to stop.
Yeah, exactly. You know, usually like you're in Photoshop and you're like, one more. I promise it'll get better. Good. All right. So summary is, year is 2028 or 2029. The war has ended. Humans have won. But the machines don't give up. They send back a man. But is it? The men send back a man. But is he? Hands are stolen. Sarah Connor is killed. Sarah Connor is killed again. The last Sarah Connor surviving is the one that we needed the whole time. Could have been any of these other two Sarah Connors, actually, but it's this one specifically that we need. We follow her.
Not according to her Polaroid, but continue.
We steal her. And then...
Who's we?
Men.
Men.
We have...
Is this a summary? Or is this a scheme?
And then
I think this is a scheme.
We
I think
you're
you're
to a metal press factory where we kill.
as a great second date.
My plan: we kill the Terminator. We do a bad job at it. The Terminator does a bad job of it. Now you have true Sarah Connor. Cut.
Wild. Thanks everybody for tuning in to Switching Reels.
What's next week, Connor?
Oh no, next week is Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Which we have both seen again. Yeah.
And the cool little melty metal.
Yeah.
Love the melty metal.
Yeah. This one I will probably have slightly more positive opinions on.
I'm excited. I think it's a pretty good one. I love all the memes about your mother is dead.
Good.
You can just go and add like really whatever to it. So I love the battle between the two Terminators. It's beautiful. Anyway, it's going to be a great one. I can't wait to talk about it. It'll be exciting.
Yeah. After I get back in town.
Exactly. When we were filming this, it was before Thanksgiving. When it comes out, it'll be after. So I hope you had a great Thanksgiving and have a great Thanksgiving.
Same.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, we need to end this.
How do we do that?
I have no clue.